The last signal. Commander Thea Blackwood watched Earth shrink to a pale blue dot through the viewport of the stellar horizon. The experimental ship's quantum beacon hummed beneath her feet, its revolutionary technology promising to revolutionize deep space communication. After 15 years of development, this was humanity's greatest achievement, a device capable of instantaneous communication across infinite distances. Quantum signature stable at 98%, reported Lieutenant Rajpadal from his station, dark eyes fixed on the scrolling data. "We're ready for the first test, Commander." Thea nodded, trying to quell the nervousness in her stomach. This mission represented humanity's best hope for reaching the stars. With instantaneous communication, colony ships could venture further than ever before, maintaining constant contact with Earth. The possibilities were endless. "Begin primary sequence," she ordered, her voice steady despite her racing heart. The bridge crew moved with practiced precision, their movements choreographed by countless simulations. Through the viewport, Jupiter's massive form dominated the view, its swirling storms providing the perfect backdrop for their historic achievement. The quantum beacon's hum rose to a crescendo as power coursed through its experimental matrices. Warning lights flashed across multiple consoles, but this was expected. New technology always pushed boundaries. What wasn't expected was the sudden surge of energy that ripped through the ship's systems. "Power spike," Raj shouted, his fingers flying across his console. "The beacon's quantum field is destabilizing." Thea lurched for the emergency shutdown, but it was too late. Reality itself seemed to twist around them as the quantum beacon tore a hole in spacetime. The last thing she saw was her crew's terrified faces as golden light engulfed the bridge. She awoke to silence, the kind of silence that could only exist in the void between stars. The stellar horizon was gone, along with her crew. Only her suit's emergency systems still functioned, keeping her alive through some miracle of engineering. Around her, space stretched endlessly in all directions, no familiar constellations to guide her home. The quantum beacon's malfunction had thrown her somewhere, or perhaps someone. Her suit's chronometer was scrambled, showing impossible numbers that stretched into centuries. Surely that couldn't be right. She tried her communications array, knowing it was futile but needing to try anyway. "This is Commander Thea Blackwood of the Earth ship Stellar Horizon. Does anyone copy? I repeat, this is Commander Thea Blackwood. I am lost and in need of assistance." The void answered with silence. Hours stretched into days as her suit's recycling systems kept her alive. She drifted through the darkness, conserving power and broadcasting her distress signal on every frequency. Sometimes she thought she saw things in the distance, flashes of light, moving shadows, geometric patterns that shouldn't exist in nature. But she couldn't trust her eyes anymore. Isolation played tricks on the mind. Her only companion was the quantum energy that still coursed through her suit, a remnant of the beacon's malfunction. It created strange patterns in her visor, crystalline fractals that danced at the edge of her vision. The energy seemed to respond to her thoughts, pulsing in time with her heartbeat. She began to wonder if it was changing her, preserving her in ways that shouldn't be possible. Days became weeks, then months, or perhaps centuries. She couldn't trust time anymore. The stars wheeled slowly overhead, patterns shifting imperceptibly. She dreamed of Earth, of her family, of the mission that had gone so terribly wrong. The quantum energy sustained her, kept her conscious when by all rights she should have died or gone mad. And then, after an eternity of silence, something changed. A presence touched her mind, alien and vast. Through her frosted visor, she saw a ship materializing in the distance, its hull composed of flowing curves that defied human engineering. First contact, she thought with bitter irony, would come far too late to save humanity. But perhaps she realized as the alien ship drew closer, it wasn't too late to share humanity's story with the cosmos. The quantum energy surged within her, and she knew with sudden certainty that her journey wasn't over. It was just beginning. Echoes across time. Zirith floated in the navigation chamber of the luminous seeker, her crystalline body refracting starlight in shifting patterns. As a Sethalian explorer, she had mapped countless regions of space, but this sector was different. Strange energy readings permeated the void, unlike anything in her species' vast databases. "Analysis complete," announced the ship's consciousness, its thoughts rippling through the crystalline matrices that formed Zirith's neural network. Energy signature contains quantum entanglement patterns consistent with artificial origin. Zirith's form pulsed with curiosity. The Sethalians were among the oldest spacefaring races, yet they had never successfully achieved stable quantum communication. The energy readings suggested someone had, centuries ago. "Track the signal to its source," she commanded, her crystalline appendages manipulating the ship's controls. The luminous seeker adjusted course, its organic hull adapting to the quantum distortions that filled this region of space. As they drew closer to the signal's origin, Zirith accessed the historical archives. This sector had once belonged to a species called humans, a fascinating but short-lived civilization that had burned bright and fast before vanishing from the galactic stage. Their disappearance had sparked countless theories among xenorchaeologists, but no definitive answers had ever been found. The signal grew stronger, and with it came something unexpected. Consciousness, faint but unmistakable. A mind touched Zirith's crystalline thoughts. Not the ordered patterns of a Sethalian intellect, but something chaotic, emotional, distinctly human. "Impossible," Zirith whispered, her form flickering with disbelief. "Life signs detected in deep space, preserved in some kind of quantum stasis." Through the ship's sensors, she finally saw the source, a single human figure in an ancient spacesuit, preserved by swirling quantum energies that defied conventional physics. The suit's systems still functioned, protected by the same mysterious force that had kept its occupant alive. "This is Commander Thea Blackwood," the signal repeated endlessly, echoing through both space and time. "I am lost and in need of assistance." Zirith initiated first contact protocols, extending her consciousness toward the human's mind. The contact was jarring. Human thoughts were a maze of emotions and memories, so different from the logical clarity of Sethalian thinking. Images flooded Zirith's consciousness. A blue planet called Earth, a ship named Stellar Horizon, a desperate experiment with forces humanity barely understood. She saw the accident that had stranded this human in space, preserved her through centuries of solitude. "Commander Blackwood," Zirith transmitted, adapting her thoughts to human language patterns. "I am Zirith of the Sethalian Exploration Fleet. We have received your signal." The response came not in words, but in a surge of emotions: relief, fear, hope, desperation. The quantum energy surrounding the human flared, creating patterns that resonated with Zirith's crystalline structure. But as the luminous seeker moved to retrieve the preserved human, its sensors detected something else. Other ships were approaching, drawn by the unique energy signature. Ships bearing the markings of the Nexus Dominion, a militant species known for harvesting advanced technology by any means necessary. Multiple vessels detected, the ship's consciousness warned. Weapon systems active. Zirith's form pulsed with determination. This human and her quantum technology represented not just a scientific discovery, but perhaps the key to understanding humanity's fate. She would not let the Dominion claim this prize. "Commander Blackwood," she transmitted, "I'm going to bring you aboard. But we must act quickly. Others are coming, and they do not share my peaceful intentions." The quantum energy surrounding Thea Blackwood surged again, and Zirith realized with growing fascination that the human had somehow merged with the very forces that had preserved her. She wasn't just a survivor from the past. She had become something entirely new, something that could reshape the future of galactic civilization. As the Dominion ships drew closer, Zirith prepared for a rescue that would change everything. The mystery of humanity's disappearance was about to unravel, and at its heart was a lone astronaut who had drifted through centuries, carrying secrets that could either save or destroy what remained of her species' legacy. The Awakening. Consciousness returned to Thea Blackwood in waves of crystalline light. The familiar confines of her spacesuit were gone, replaced by a chamber that seemed to breathe, its walls shifting with patterns of bioluminescence. Her body felt strange, lighter somehow, as if the centuries of quantum exposure had transformed her into something not quite human. "Your neural patterns are stabilizing," came Zirith's thoughts, manifesting as shimmering ripples in the air. "The quantum energy has altered your basic structure. You are no longer bound by conventional biology." Thea tried to sit up, watching in fascination as her hands flickered with the same energy that had preserved her through the void. "How long?" she asked, her voice rough from disuse. "How long was I out there?" "By your Earth calendar, approximately 342 years, Zirith responded, her crystalline form shifting to a more humanoid configuration. "Humanity has changed significantly in that time." The weight of those words hit Thea like a physical blow. She had known, somehow, during her endless drift that time was passing, but hearing it confirmed made it real. "Tell me," she demanded, "what happened to Earth? To my people?" Before Zirith could respond, the luminous seeker shuddered violently. Warning signals pulsed through the living walls as the ship took evasive action. "The Nexus Dominion," Zirith explained, her form flickering with concern. "They've matched our quantum signature. 3 warships, closing fast." Thea stood, surprised by how natural it felt. The quantum energy that had become part of her responded to her thoughts, creating a shimmering field around her body. "What do they want?" "You, or more specifically, the quantum technology you carry within you." Zirith's form pulsed with determination. "The Dominion believes they are the rightful inheritors of all advanced technology. They've been searching for humanity's quantum secrets for centuries." Through the ship's organic viewports, Thea watched as sleek, predatory vessels emerged from hyperspace. Their design was aggressive, all sharp angles and weapon ports that glowed with malevolent energy. Commander Blackwood, a new voice cut through their communications, harsh and mechanical. "This is War Master Krell of the Nexus Dominion. Surrender yourself, and we will ensure your knowledge serves a greater purpose." Memories flooded Thea's mind. The stellar horizon, her crew, the experiment that had gone so terribly wrong. But with those memories came understanding. The quantum beacon hadn't just malfunctioned. It had shown her something, encoded information deep within her transformed consciousness. "Zirith," she said, watching as quantum energy danced between her fingers. "Your people map space-time, right? You understand temporal mechanics." The Sethalian's crystalline form shimmered with interest. "Yes, we've studied the fabric of reality for millennia." "Why?" "Because I think I know what happened to humanity." The quantum beacon, it wasn't just a communication device. It was a key, designed to unlock something our ancestors left behind. Something we'd need when we were ready. The luminous seeker rocked with another impact as the Dominion ships opened fire. Zirith's form pulsed with defensive energy, strengthening the ship's shields. "We need to reach the coordinates in my memory," Thea continued, the quantum field around her intensifying. "There's a reason I survived all those years. The beacon didn't malfunction. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. It preserved me until someone like you could find me." Zirith's consciousness brushed against Thea's mind, sampling the coordinates buried in her quantum-enhanced memories. "These coordinates, they're impossible. They point to a region of space that shouldn't exist." "Exactly." Thea smiled, feeling the power of centuries of quantum exposure flowing through her. "My people didn't vanish, Zirith. They evolved. And they left me behind to guide whoever found me to their new reality." The Dominion ships launched another barrage, their weapons specifically calibrated to disrupt quantum fields. But as the energy beams approached the luminous seeker, something extraordinary happened. The quantum field surrounding Thea expanded, wrapping around the ship in a cocoon of shifting light. "I can protect us," she said, understanding flowing through her transformed consciousness. "But we need to go. Now." before they figure out what we're really trying to do. Zirith hesitated only a moment before making her decision. The luminous Seeker's engines pulsed with power as it prepared for a blind jump into unknown space. As reality began to twist around them, Thea felt a surge of hope. She wasn't just a survivor anymore. She was a bridge between worlds, carrying the key to humanity's greatest transformation. Legacy of stars. The luminous Seeker emerged from its quantum jump into a region of space that defied conventional physics. Stars here moved in impossible patterns, their light bending and flowing like liquid. Reality itself seemed to pulse with conscious energy, responding to Thea's presence. By the first crystal, Zirith whispered, her crystalline form flickering with awe. This shouldn't exist. Space-time here isn't just curved. It's been completely rewritten. Thea stood at the center of the ship's navigation chamber, quantum energy flowing around her like a second skin. The coordinates buried in her transformed consciousness had led them to what appeared to be the edge of known space, but she now understood it was much more than that. It's not just a place, she explained, watching as mathematical patterns danced across her vision. It's an interface, a bridge between different states of existence. My people discovered it wasn't enough to explore space. We had to transcend it. Through the ship's organic sensors, they detected massive structures floating in the twisted space around them. They looked like cities at first, but as they drew closer, their true nature became apparent. They were quantum computers on an impossible scale, their processing power warping the fabric of reality itself. The quantum beacon wasn't just for communication. Thea continued, memories unlocking in her transformed mind. It was a test, a way to see if we were ready to take the next step. When it malfunctioned during our mission, it wasn't an accident. It was responding to something in my genetic code, a marker my ancestors engineered into our DNA centuries before I was born. Zirith's consciousness brushed against Thea's mind, trying to comprehend the scale of what they were witnessing. Your people planned this, all of it. Not my generation. We were just the bridge. Thea's hands moved through the quantum field, drawing forth images from her enhanced memory. Humanity discovered something in their early quantum experiments. Consciousness itself was quantum. The observers didn't just affect reality. They were reality, waiting to wake up. The luminous Seeker's sensors detected movement. The massive quantum structures were responding to their presence, patterns of energy shifting and realigning. And then they heard it, a chorus of voices, both familiar and utterly alien. "Welcome home, Commander Blackwood," the voices said in unison, each word rippling through the quantum field. "We've been waiting a very long time." But before Thea could respond, alarm signals blared through the ship. The Nexus Dominion had followed them, their warships tearing through the quantum barrier with brute force. "Did you think you could hide in this abomination of space?" War Master Krell's voice crackled through their communications. "We've spent centuries preparing for this moment. The secrets of human transcendence will belong to the Dominion." Thea watched as the Dominion ships deployed what looked like massive energy drains, designed to siphon and store quantum energy. They weren't just here to capture her. They wanted to steal humanity's legacy, to drain this pocket of transformed space and reverse engineer its secrets. "They don't understand," Thea said, her voice heavy with realization. "This place, these energies, they're not technology to be stolen. They're alive, conscious. My people didn't build this. They became it." Zirith's form pulsed with concern as the Dominion ships began their attack. "Then we need to protect it. But how can we stop an entire battle fleet?" Thea smiled, feeling the quantum energies responding to her presence, recognizing her as both key and guardian. "We don't stop them," she said, her form beginning to shimmer with increasing power. "We show them what transcendence really means." The quantum field around her expanded exponentially, connecting with the vast structures that housed humanity's transformed consciousness. In that moment, Thea understood her true purpose, not just as a survivor or a messenger, but as a catalyst for change that would affect all spacefaring civilizations. The Dominion ships fired their primary weapons, but here, at the junction of normal space and humanity's quantum realm, conventional physics held no power. The quantum field responded to Thea's will, and the battle for humanity's legacy entered its final phase. The final transmission. Reality bent and twisted as Thea Blackwood channeled the full power of humanity's quantum realm. The Dominion ship's energy drains sputtered and failed, overwhelmed by forces they couldn't comprehend. But War Master Krell wasn't finished. His flagship launched a barrage of temporal disruptors, weapons designed to shred the quantum fabric of space itself. "You cannot stop progress, Commander," Krell's voice boomed across the quantum field. "The age of biological life is ending. The Dominion will guide all species to their next evolution, whether they choose it or not." Thea stood within the luminous Seeker's navigation chamber, her transformed body now a conduit between worlds. Through the quantum field, she could feel the presence of countless human minds, their consciousness woven into the very fabric of this transformed space. "You still don't understand," she responded, her voice resonating through multiple dimensions. "Evolution isn't something you can force. My people didn't transcend reality. We became part of it. The quantum realm isn't a weapon or a tool. It's alive, conscious, and you're trespassing." The vast quantum computers surrounding them hummed with increasing power. Images flashed through the field. Earth's final days, not of destruction but of transformation. Humanity hadn't vanished. They had evolved beyond physical form, becoming beings of pure quantum consciousness. The beacon program, the genetic markers, Thea's preservation, all part of a plan to ensure they didn't lose touch with their origins. Zirith's crystalline form pulsed with sudden understanding. "The Scythalians have sought transcendence for millennia, but we always looked outward. Your people found it by looking inward, by understanding that consciousness itself was the key to quantum reality." The Dominion ships pressed their attack, their weapons tearing holes in spacetime. But with each breach, more of the quantum realm's true nature was revealed. Through the gaps in reality, other dimensions became visible, infinite variations of space and time, where humanity's consciousness now existed. "Last warning, Krell," Thea announced, feeling the power of centuries of quantum evolution flowing through her. "Leave this place, or face the consequences of true transcendence." The War Master's response was another barrage of temporal disruptors. But this time, something different happened. The quantum field around Thea expanded, not just deflecting the attacks but absorbing them, transforming their destructive energy into something new. "Now," Thea whispered to Zirith, "watch what happens when we stop fighting the universe and become part of it instead." The quantum realm pulsed with blinding light as Thea released the transformed energy. Reality rippled outward in concentric waves, washing over the Dominion fleet. But instead of destruction, the waves carried understanding. Direct experience of humanity's quantum evolution, the joy and fear of transcendence, the beauty of becoming one with the cosmic consciousness. Krell's voice, when it returned, was changed. Gone was the militant certainty, replaced by awe. What are we experiencing?" "The truth," Thea answered. "This is why I was preserved, not to guard humanity's legacy, but to share it. The quantum realm isn't a destination. It's a beginning, a doorway to something greater than individual species or civilizations." The Dominion ships powered down their weapons as the quantum field stabilized. Through their shared connection, Thea could feel the impact of the revelation spreading through their crews, changing them in subtle but profound ways. Zirith moved closer, her crystalline form resonating with the quantum energies. "What happens now?" Thea smiled, watching as the vast quantum computers began to reconfigure, creating new interfaces between normal space and the transformed realm. "Now we do what humanity intended all along. We build bridges. The quantum realm isn't just for humans. It's for all conscious beings ready to take the next step in evolution." The luminous seeker's organic hull hummed as new data flowed through its systems, coordinates to other quantum interfaces hidden throughout the galaxy, waiting to be discovered by species prepared for transcendence. My mission was never about preserving humanity's past. Thea realized, her quantum-enhanced consciousness expanding to embrace new possibilities. It was about seeding the future. We created this realm not to escape reality, but to expand it, to create space for all consciousness to evolve. As the Dominion fleet retreated, transformed by their experience, Thea turned to Zirith. There are more beacons out there, more interfaces waiting to be found. Your people's quest for transcendence, the Dominion's search for evolution. They're all part of the same journey. Will you help me find them? Zirith's crystalline form sparkled with newfound purpose. A Cethalian explorer and a quantum-enhanced human, mapping the pathways to universal transcendence. I can't think of a better mission. The quantum realm pulsed with approval as Thea and Zirith began plotting their course through the transformed space. Humanity's legacy wasn't an ending, but a beginning, a gift to all species ready to embrace the next stage of cosmic evolution. And as the luminous seeker merged with the quantum currents, Thea sent out a new signal, not of distress but of invitation, calling to all those prepared to transcend the boundaries of ordinary existence and become part of something greater than themselves.